Well, it's been a while since I've done a video, and I thought I'd show you my new shop. I've been working on this the last few months. This was actually a garage conversion from a carport. But when I moved in a year and a half ago, I utilized what was here, the benches, the shelves. But it needed a lot of work. I wanted to get better wiring in here, lighting, insulation, and sheetrock. First thing I did is create an access door to the back bedroom, which I use now for storage. I also wanted more outlets in the walls and in the ceilings for more lights. Plus I wanted a 220 outlet. So I ended up calling an electrician and having him install a sub panel. I'm going to go from left to right. First off, here's ladder and scaffold storage. I just bought these light gray shelves the other day. They came with a mesh shelf. Unlike the ones on the right that came with 1/2-inch particle board, I had those for several years and they bowed considerably. So I'm glad I got this. Had to pay a few more dollars, but definitely worth it. I like going with clear storage tubs, even though I label things. Sometimes I just like to peer through and see what's in there. So this is storage area for my boat supplies. I got my electric motors back here, gas motors, my 2 batteries here. And this is where I charge the batteries up to. So my new boat rack, I like it. Easy to get at them and fun to look at when they're not being used. I just screwed 2 2x4s together, drilled 1-inch holes for the 1-inch steel pipe, and screwed it all to the wall. Pretty simple. Hopefully next month I'll be getting my friend's old potter's kiln, and that'll be going here in this corner. I like the fact that you can see through each drawer. They all vary in size, and the whole thing rolls around. Very handy. The belt disc sander combination require a corner to reside in for optimal use of it. Luckily it comes with a little dust collection bag, and I like that. Hanging tools on posts and poles and beams. Good way to keep track of things and always readily at hand. There's my smoke detector. On the other side here, eye protection, ear protection, and lung protection. I'm always going for those. And a few other items that I'm always going after. I finally upgraded my little drill press for this bigger one. Found this little clamp at Grizzly in Bellingham, Washington. This too is where I keep all of my cordless drills. Keep my batteries there, charging station, all my miscellaneous drill bits. This donut magnet is handy. I think it came from a microwave. My real long drill bits I store underneath the base of the drill press. And then underneath there I got my wire feed welder and my vacuum cleaner. So I decided to keep my old bench. It's a piece of crap, but I like it. You know, I used it quite a bit for that last year and a half and I got used to it. Here's some drawers that hold up my grinders and sanders. For the sander, I've got a selection of various grits of sandpaper from 40 grit on up to 800. Toolbox slide drawers contain screwdrivers, files, and wrenches. Over here I got a nice rack that exposes all the nails and screws that I have of any quantity. Easy to get at. This is where I throw all my miscellaneous nails and screws. Then all my clear trays here store all of my little gadgets I hope to use someday. My dad grew up in the Depression era, so I was always seeing him picking up nuts and bolts and whatever off the ground and saving them. I'm glad I took up the habit because I tell you, it saved me many, many trips to the hardware store. Here's my vise, grinder in the corner, pencil sharpener, gotta have a clock, right? It's always good to have one deep drawer tool cabinet. I use this one a lot. I really like it. Last summer we had some ductless heat pumps installed in our house and decided to put one here in the shop. It's going to keep me nice and warm in the winter, which it's doing right now, and cool in the summer. Here's a remote control thermostat. This corner worked out pretty good for housing my levels, squares, other measuring devices. in just 20 seconds. I now have a fan where I can do my work and have everything blowing out. It's simple, it's low tech. My wife isn't too happy that I took her fan, but I'll get her another one. Here I got all of my bins of the things that I normally need. Rags, tape, wire, you name it, it's all here. Got my dad's old shop bench that he built when I was 10 years old. I got this from him about a year ago. It's about time I found a home for it. Found a home for my air compressor too. The hose up to this nice little reel. "50 feet. I like it." This is the control central throne. It swivels, it reclines, it rocks, and now it rolls. It even went to Burning Man back in 2004. It is my favorite chair. It wasn't until I installed these 3 windows on the left to bring more light into the shop that I realized I had this phenomenal view. But I couldn't see it from my chair. The windows were too high. So I created this platform 14 inches off the ground, measures about 5 foot by 8. Now I have a designated place to work on drawings, plans, or videos. It's made out of 2 sheets of 3/4 inch multi-ply AC plywood I picked up at Home Depot for about $34 each. One sheet acts as the side wall, and the other I just cut out a mid-chunk, and that created a U-shaped desk. The leftover scraps were used to make shelving for some of my models and some of my more favorite books. This is where I store my big-ass table saw and my little bandsaw. But when I move them out of the way, I took advantage of the space underneath the platform to store all the crap that came out of the old rafters. I got wood here, metal here, 2x4s there, and all of my paneling and flat small items on the side. I can also access that just by opening up the garage door. It's pretty sweet. I like it. Shelves are pretty easy to make. Just 2 2x4s and some OSB 3/4 inch underneath screwed to the bottom of each 2x4. Then I recessed some 2-inch diameter hard rubber wheels in there. You can buy these fairly cheap at Home Depot or Lowe's. Screwed the face on there, little support with a 90-degree bracket, and a handle. I had to create the framing such that I didn't have any obstruction with the cart. 3/4 inch OSB on top. Basically I have a floor joist here running down the center and on the end. With some braces on the sides. I helped a friend of ours remove a bunch of carpet from their home, and I was able to reclaim it. It's in good shape, and deck out the shop. Left the one bay area open to be able to work on cars and get the floor dirty with grease and whatnot. For the ceiling, I used 1/4 inch lawn paneling, and I urethaned it with 1 coat, installed it with 3/4 inch brads. The light fixtures came from Costco. Each are about 40 watts. They're LEDs. And man, this place is bright now. I love it. So there you have it, a little tour of my shop. It's been fun putting this together. Hopefully it'll be the last one that I do. Thanks for watching, everybody. You have a good day. Bye-bye.